Today, we're exploring the top 3 most valuable Jefferson nickels, breaking down their history, key features, and of course, their current market value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, these nickels are worth keeping an eye out for. 1942 Jefferson Nickel. The 1942 Jefferson nickel was minted during a pivotal time in American history. World War II was in full swing, and the U.S. government needed to conserve essential materials for the war effort. This led to a significant change in the composition of the nickel. Before 1942, nickels were composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. But starting in late 1942, the U.S. Mint began producing what we now call war nickels, which were made of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. This change was necessary to conserve nickel, a critical material for military production. The 1942 Jefferson nickel was designed by Felix Schlag, whose depiction of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse has become iconic. On the reverse, we see Jefferson's home, Monticello, an image that has remained largely unchanged through the years. One key detail to look for on the 1942 nickel is the mint mark. If your coin has a PD or S above Monticello, you're looking at a war nickel. This was the first time the Philadelphia Mint used a mint mark on U.S. coinage. There are a few important varieties to keep an eye out for when it comes to the 1942 Jefferson nickel. First, there are 2 main types, the regular copper nickel version and the silver war nickel version. The war nickels are usually more sought after by collectors due to their silver content. Another interesting aspect of 1942 nickels is the potential for error coins. Look out for double die obverses or repunched mint marks. These can significantly increase the value of your coin. So how much is a 1942 Jefferson nickel worth today? The value of these coins can vary widely based on their condition, mint mark, and whether they are a regular or war nickel. In circulated condition, a 1942 regular nickel might be worth around 50 cents to $1, while a war nickel could range from $1 to $3. However, uncirculated examples or coins with rare errors can fetch much higher prices, sometimes reaching $50 or more, especially for those graded by a professional service. The 1942 Jefferson nickel is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of history, a testament to a nation at war, and a fascinating addition to any collection. Whether you're interested in its historical background, its unique design, or its potential value, this coin has you. This coin has something for everyone. 1988 Jefferson Nickel. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, and the coin features a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. That's the front of the coin, in Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home, on the reverse. By 1988, the Jefferson nickel had been in production for 50 years, and not much had changed in its design. However, these coins are still important to collectors, especially when it comes to condition, mint marks, and any potential errors. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint nickels have no mint mark, the Denver mint nickels have a D mint mark, and the San Francisco mint produced proof coins with an S mint mark. Here's a quick breakdown of the mintage numbers. Philadelphia minted over 771 million nickels. Denver produced around 546 million. San Francisco, being the proof coin, minted just under 3.3 million. So as you can see, the Philadelphia and Denver coins are much more common, while the San Francisco proofs are far less common and often more valuable. Now, let's talk about value. The value of a 1988 Jefferson nickel depends largely on its condition, mint mark, and whether it has any errors. Here's what you should know. Circulated coins, most 1988 nickels you come across will be circulated and are worth face value, which is 5 cents. However, if you find one in uncirculated or mint state MS condition, its value can increase to around 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on the grade. Proof coins, the 1988 S proof nickels can range from $1 to $5 or more, depending on their condition and whether they're still in the original packaging. Key factors: look for full steps on the reverse side. Full steps refer to the detail on Monticello's steps. If all steps are clearly visible, the coin is considered more valuable. Coins with this feature can fetch a premium. Errors: keep an eye out for any errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or any other anomalies. Error coins can be quite valuable, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars, depending on the rarity and type of error. To sum it up, the 1988 Jefferson nickel might not be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, but it's definitely one to look out for, especially in high grades or with interesting errors. Whether you're checking your pocket change or searching through rolls, you never know when you might find a hidden gem. 1982 Jefferson Nickel. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in U.S. coinage since it first rolled off the presses in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's iconic home, on the reverse. By 1982, the design had been in circulation for over 4 decades, but that year brought some subtle changes and challenges. So what makes the 1982 Jefferson nickel unique? First off, 1982 was a turbulent year for U.S. mint production. Due to economic pressures, the U.S. Mint was trying to cut costs. This meant some interesting variations in the production process, especially in the quality and consistency of the coins minted. Let's break down the specifics. The 1982 Jefferson nickel was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia Mint coins are distinguished by the absence of a mint mark, while the Denver Mint coins carry a small d mint mark to the right of Monticello on the reverse. In terms of composition, the 1982 Jefferson Nickel is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a standard composition that's been used for decades. It has a diameter of 21.2 m and a weight of 5 grams. But here's where things get interesting. During the 1982 production year, the mint focused heavily on striking pennies and quarters, leaving the quality control of nickels a bit inconsistent. As a result, you might find 1982 nickels with weak strikes or poor details, especially around the Monticello dome and Jefferson's hair. Now let's talk value, which is what most of you are probably here for. Generally speaking, the 1982 Jefferson Nickel isn't considered rare, and most circulated examples are worth just face value minus 5 cents. However, there are exceptions. If you happen to find a 1982 Jefferson Nickel in uncirculated condition, or better yet, a high-grade example with a full steps designation where the steps on Monticello are fully visible and uninterrupted, you're looking at a significantly higher value. Coins in mint state MS condition can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10, depending on their grade, while full steps nickels can go for $20 or more, especially in higher grades. Another thing to keep an eye out for are error coins. Off-center strikes, double strikes, or other minting errors can add a premium to the value. Some 1982 nickels with errors have sold for over $100, making them a hot commodity for error coin collectors. So while the 1982 Jefferson Nickel may not seem like a big deal at first glance, there are definitely some gems to be found, whether it's an error coin or a high-grade full steps example. As always, the key is to carefully check your coins for these details. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you've come across any interesting 1982 nickels in your collection. And as always, keep collecting and keep learning. See you in the next video.